It's The Journey with drug and alcohol attorney Mark G. Astor.
All right, so everybody, welcome back to another edition of The Journey. Very excited to have my guest, Debra Tendrich, with us. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right, welcome to the show. So what's really cool about Debra, she has a very cool not-for-profit called Eat Better, Live Better, right?
That's right.
And in a nutshell, it helps kids, right, who are dealing with issues of obesity and all kinds of fun stuff like that.
Not entirely. My mission is to prevent, reverse, and reduce childhood obesity, but a lot of kids don't necessarily experience the external obesity as a child because they have the internal obesity symptoms and they don't show it, with weight yet. So basically we're just educating kids how to eat better and live better, their parents and the teachers, the whole community really.
So you know what? So one of the reasons I wanted to have you on the show,
Okay.
I'm going to keep my hand down because she told me last time because I'm a right-handed, I'm right side dominant. So she said I put my hand up and it blocks my face. Not that that's an issue, because anyway. So I think if you look in the dictionary under the word entrepreneur, I think it would have your picture.
Thank you.
I mean that. That's why I wanted you on the show because, I just see first of all, you're everywhere, but you're doing so much great work and helping a lot of people, and really what this show is about is people who are making a difference and helping other people, and so when I was planning up, the next couple of weeks, I said, I gotta get Debra on the show.
Well, yeah, you ran into me at Farmer's Table.
You sort of reminded me because I hadn't seen you on Facebook for at least 48 hours, so
I know.
So you inspire a lot of people, you know that.
Well, that's my goal. Part of the inspiration is because I actually lived the transformation myself when I lost the 70 pounds in 2013.
I know, you know what? I went on your website. I don't know if I pulled the photograph off, but I don't know if I did. Well, so here's one of the photos on the website. So what's the web address? It's EBLB.org?
Yeah, so EBLB.org.
So this is like this is a photograph of you. I think when was this taken?
2017, when I won my title of Miss Florida Woman of Achievement.
All right. And then there's another one, and I don't think I pulled it off the website, where you look dramatically different from.
It's the one where I'm pulling out my pants.
So let's back up a step because your story is really cool, right? So how did Eat Better, Live Better? What was the catalyst for that?
Well, when I so I was an obese child, became an obese adult. I was running a dental office for 14 years. In Atlanta, I built a practice up from 500 patients to 15,000. Helter opened 3 locations, moved here, started working at an office. And Atlanta culture is a lot different than Boca culture.
So were you like the business development person for the business?
Not intentionally.
Not intentionally.
No, it turns out that I accidentally had a knack for it.
You're an entrepreneur.
Right, and I didn't realize that. I thought I was just doing my job. But then when I started my nonprofit, I realized I had a knack for business. But when I started working up here, a size 16 that I wore in Atlanta is dramatically looked at differently down here in Florida. So here, the patients would say, "Oh, Debra, your face is so pretty. Why are you eating that? Or why are you doing that?" They would see me. I would drink a 6 or 12 pack of Coke every day. I'd have honey buns, fast food every day. So, I was really unhealthy. And so I said, fine, I'll work out and eat right for 30 days. And when I tell you how much I hate it, you can never mention it to me again. So I was really just doing this to kind of shut people up. And I ended up falling in love with it.
So what year is this now?
2013.
Okay.
My daughter had borderline ADHD, sinus problems, skin rashes, stomach ache, all these problems. And when I changed her diet, when I changed mine, all that went away.
So was she eating some of the garbage, I guess, for lack of a better word, that you were eating?
Well, she ate what I ate.
Right.
So, that's one of the things that I tell parents. They're like, well, my daughter doesn't like this or my kid doesn't like that. I'm like, yeah, but you're still the parent. It's your child's hair. Your child can pick their clothes, but you're their nourishment. You provide the food. You know what I mean? So my daughter ate what I ate and what I fed her.
And so she was sick. Presumably her health wasn't great.
Right. And so that's why I was telling you, a lot of kids, my daughter was thin. My daughter, though, had other symptoms that the food impacted. So not necessarily obesity is external. I was skinny until I was like 8, and then I started putting on weight. Just kids have a higher metabolism sometimes.
So what do you think? Other than obviously the foods that you're eating is obviously what caused the weight gain, but, I think one of the things we talked about before we went on was sort of what's going on internally, right, with the kids, like why are we doing this? So, What do you think? What do you think caused you to eat the junk food, drink all the soda?
Your environment. My mom was a single mom teacher, and we were on the go. She, would do fast food or things like that, not intentionally, but you don't think about when you have a fast lifestyle like that. And, now there's a lot more awareness about what nutrition can do to your body, but nobody back then knew that, food was the trigger of ADHD, but you know what I mean? Or they didn't do the correlation as much of psychological issues with food. Now there's a lot more research, on that from when I was growing up. And there's a lot more, emphasis on eating healthy. But a lot of people just don't know how. If you grow up eating a certain way your whole life, and you don't know, if I went to a lot of these neighborhoods and I gave them eggplant, things like that, they would say, what am I going to do with this? They don't know how to cook it, or they might not have a car to get to the grocery store. They might have to go to the corner store and eat the ravioli and the chips instead of going and actually get fruits and vegetables and make the food.
All right, so I want to back up a second. So you did the 30 days, right? So what foods did you stop eating, and what foods did you start eating?
I pretty much stopped eating everything I was already eating, and then I had to switch over everything new.
Okay, so did you know what to even eat? Because you talked about it, right? People are uneducated, and so they don't know. I mean, you give them an eggplant, they don't know what to even do with it.
Right, exactly.
So did you know what to do? I mean, how'd you figure that out?
Luckily, the office I was working at, he saw one patient an hour. And since I went from an office working with 40 to 80 patients a day to 8 patients a day, I had a lot of time to research online. And I just looked up, what seemed healthy and what I wanted to do. And I just basically did clean baked chicken, a lot of vegetables, things like that, sweet potatoes. And I started working out every day. I became a fanatic. I was 3 hours a day. I was down to 11% body fat.
That's a lot of working out.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was obsessed. My boss would look for me, and I'm in the parking lot, holding boot camps on my lunch break and teaching the patients to do tricep dips in the waiting room on the chairs. I was insane.
That's a little insane. Okay, so how much weight did you lose?
70 pounds.
70 pounds. And how long did it take you?
8 months.
Okay.
Which is 1 to 2 pounds a week, consistent. It wasn't unhealthy.
All right. So, people should go and check out the photo off your website because it's quite dramatic. But from a health perspective, how'd you feel?
I felt really good. And I didn't necessarily feel bad before. A lot of people actually, the reason they get, upset or they don't feel good about themselves, that wasn't me. I was already happy with myself at that time. But what I did is I liked the challenge I gave myself every day to do something faster, harder, bigger and better. And that's what I never had experienced before with anything I'd done. So that's what I enjoyed the most.
Okay, so did that transformation take place when she moved to Florida? So you get down to Florida, and then you lose all this weight. So let's talk about how you got to eat better, live better, because I think when we first met, which was probably not long after I came back from California.
2016, probably.
Yeah, probably, right.
Because that's when I started this organization.
Okay, so that's when I opened up my office, the beginning of 16, right, because we're in year 3 now. So right around the same time, so we started.
Congratulations.
How about that, right? Nothing like starting your own business when you got bills to pay.
Yeah, look, we started the same year. We're wearing the same clothes.
Yeah, you know what's amazing, right? We're both wearing jeans and a black shirt. I don't know how that happened, but great minds think alike. Not that I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but anyway. So yeah, and it's interesting because when I started my business, I realized, I had to get out in the community, let people know, because you can't help anybody if nobody knows you're around, right? And I know that you were doing the same thing. So did you wake up one day and say, I know, I'm going to start a not-for-profit?
Kind of.
You did?
In a way. I started training some teachers at some elementary schools, and then they asked me to come and speak to the kids.
Training what? What were you training them?
Personal training.
Oh, personal training. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I would go to parks.
So did you go get certified? Tell me how that.
No, but I was insured, and people didn't. Actually, to be honest, a lot of the personal trainers who are certified aren't insured. And because of my own transformation and stuff, I knew what I was doing. I would be at the gym, and the people who were working out in the gym, actually, I know why a lot of people don't like to go to the gym. Because when I first started working out, there was this one girl, and they're fitness competitors and they would make fun of you. You know what I mean? And this one girl, she would always look at me and say, look at her. Why is she even here? She's overweight. She's this and this and that. And this is like at the very beginning. So, I walked up to her and I was like, hey, do you make fun of sick people in the hospital too? Because it doesn't make sense. If someone is overweight and they're going into the gym and working out. But the reason I brought that up is because the same girl, months later, she saw me doing an exercise and she'd never seen it before, and she asked me to teach her how to do it. So the same people who that gave me that made me know I was really, I knew what I was doing.
You were onto something.
Yeah. So I started training the people, and I said the only thing I really need to do is, in case I do hurt somebody, make sure I'm insured. And I got insured and got all these customers, these clients. I gave the dentist 2 months notice, and I started training instead of, dentisting. And I ended up doing pretty well. The teachers I was training invited me in to talk to their kids on career days and things like that, and I realized I wasn't making a difference.
So how'd the teachers even find you?
So, my daughter's school. I would take my daughter to school, and the teachers would see my transformation too, and we would just talk about it. And so that's how they found me. And then I was out training.
And they just asked you to come start training them?
No, I told them I was training, So at that time, I'd already had a few customers. They were my patients at the dentist, and they became my customers.
Okay.
And so now I went to the dentist, the schools where my daughter went, and I would talk to the teachers, and they became my clients. I had a really good deal with the teachers. It was a group training for the teachers. We go to the park and we do an outdoor workout, 3-4 times a week.
Did you work out this morning?
Me?
Yeah.
Not this
Are
morning.
you a morning person or?
It depends on the day. I was going to go this morning, but my daughter had a sleepover, so I had to be with my daughter and
You're
her.
a good mom. I'm a morning person. If it doesn't get done in the morning, it's just probably not getting done. And I function much better when I get myself in the gym and just sort of get my mind and my body on the same page.
Well, what kind of workout do you do in the morning?
So I CrossFitted for many years.
Yeah.
So I'm used to doing a very short, intensive workout. So I prefer to work out for 20-25 minutes. Figure it takes me 10 or 15 minutes to get these old bones moving and loosened up. 20 minutes for a workout, 5-6 minutes to stretch. So it's normally 40-45 minutes in the gym. But I keep moving for the 20 or 25 minutes,
I haven't done kickboxing.
Well, you have to come to one of my Krav Maga classes.
I will. How do you spell it?
KravMaga.
Okay. Yeah, I'll come to one.
It's Hebrew for contact combat.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it's very cool. I went to Israel in 2006 on the birthright trip. I loved it.
All right. Well, you have to come to class. So I want to back up one more time
Okay.
because I'm easily sidetracked. So I got to keep you from going with me on a sidetrack. So you started training all the teachers, right, at your daughter's school, and then what happened?
They invited me to talk to the kids.
So what did you talk to the kids about?
About how I got healthy, my daughter got healthy, how it's good to eat good foods, how, they need to stay active, find a sport they like. It doesn't have to be working out. It could be tennis, swimming, karate, basketball, anything you could think of that keeps them moving. And we would just have a fun 30 minutes with the kids. But then I would leave, and they didn't leave with any substance. Kids need repetition. They need positive reinforcement. They need to actually learn how and why. And I wasn't doing that. So kind of organically turned into, I got an idea. Let me start an organization where I can actually teach kids how to eat better and live better. But first, because I saw what happened with me and my daughter, I wanted to transfer the entire families into a healthy lifestyle.
So what do you do about with the kids? You're going to the schools. You're talking to them about nutrition and exercise. But meanwhile, your schools are they're serving junk food, or they're certainly not. I doubt they're serving eggplant, right? And they have all these, they have the machines there where there's soda and candy. I mean, I grew up eating McDonald's, so I get it, right? If we're not educated, it's almost like ignorance bliss. But, I mean, if you're talking to them about, how important it is to eat healthy, and yet the school's serving them with garbage anyway,
Yeah, so, I've been in talks with the food school services, and we are, I'm working on reinventing some of the recipes, kind of behind the scenes. I'm thinking about some of the recipes they have, but they don't have a big budget to feed the kids, and they serve 180,000 meals a day. They're the biggest restaurant in Palm Beach County, you know, in every district. It's very hard for them to feed kids on a budget. They have made some improvements. I mean, are they up to the standards that, you know, someone... It's kind of like, should the kid eat broccoli or not eat the broccoli at all, or have the broccoli with the cheese? You know what I mean? Because some kids don't even get a meal at home. So is it better for the kids to not eat anything or to eat something, you know, with certain parameters that the school, you know, dictates for, like caloric intake, fat, you know, carb, contact grain. So like there's certain things that they have to meet, requirements that they have to meet. I know they've taken recently they've taken all the dyes out of the food, all the high fructose corn syrup, things like that. They're doing changes as they can.
So how'd that happen? Were you the...
No, this was before me. The food school service, they really work hard to do what they can for the kids, but it's really hard without the funding. But I still don't get certain things. Like, for instance, the mozzarella sticks and marinara sauce are considered a grain, a protein, and a vegetable. Okay. Because they're breaded, which is a grain, the protein's a cheese, and the vegetable is the marinara sauce. So, and tomatoes a fruit. So I don't really get it.
Well, that's like saying a hamburger, you know, contains proteins, fats, and carbohydrates.
Yeah,
I mean,
their pizza is a protein, fat, and protein, carb, and everything too.
Yeah, but there's good fats and bad fats. There's good proteins and bad proteins, right? I mean, so...
Yeah,
you and I could talk about this forever.
Exactly.
I mean. So,
aside from that, I actually designed a curriculum for the schools to teach the kids how to eat better and live better.
Okay, so when did you start with that?
2017, I got my contract with the city of West Palm. I started working with those kids that year. And
how'd you get a contract with the city of West Palm? I'm like, I mean, like, who would you even call to say, hey, listen, I want to do something for the kids? Like, how'd that happen?
So there's this company called Digital Vibes. You've probably seen them on my Facebook. They're the ones who fight childhood obesity through dance. And I crashed their appreciation breakfast one day because
I see. This is what I mean by being an entrepreneur. You made it happen.
Yeah, and so we ended up putting on.
So you crashed the breakfast?
Yeah.
Where was the breakfast being held?
I think this one was at the Children's Service Council or something like that.
In West Palm?
No, this was in Boynton. Which one is that? The Children's Home Society in West Palm, the Children's Service Council.
So you just showed up uninvited to the breakfast, said, hi, I'm Debra Tendrich, and I have this idea.
I was indirectly invited. Cam from Kona Ice, he told me to go there because he couldn't and just introduce myself because I needed to meet them. So I was like, okay, why not? I show up there and then I was doing the first time we actually did something, I said, hey, why don't you guys come out? Because what they do is they fight childhood obesity with dance and technology. So they'll bring out like the DJ equipment and lead like dance for all the kids so they'll get to move and they are working out without realizing they're working out. So we're doing this. I was raised, this is right after the earthquake. No, what was it in Haiti?
Okay.
The hurricane, or it was either hurricane, earthquake in Haiti, and me and Dr. Jean-Pierre is a chiropractor out here in Boca. He is, we actually hosted a boot camp, dance boot camp kind of thing, and started raising, items to send to Haiti. And so I asked, Digital Vibes, can you guys come out and DJ this? And after that, we ended up talking and getting him involved, and he started basically introducing me to everyone I needed to know. And if it wasn't for me being able to piggyback off of him and their company, because they've been around for years, and now we really, help each other.
Okay, so you get this contract with West Palm, with the city of West Palm.
Working with 5 community centers and, with all their kids and their after-school programs and things like that. I mean, it was great. And I ended up just growing from there. I've done stuff in, all the way from... I've done stuff in Wellington, Palm Beach Gardens, Boca, West Palm, Boynton, down all the way in Miramar and Miami. And now what was happening is there's only one of me. And I ended up designing a curriculum so schools can become certified. So now...
Yeah, I was reading about that on your website.
Yeah.
Because you've got I think when I was reading, I saw there was a bunch of different programs. Right, you have explain those to me, because I wrote down after school fitness. See, I did a little research. So that's why I told you I loved your website. It was great.
Thank you.
You've got After School Fitness Fiesta, Cooking, Health Advocacy, and then the 90-day program. So you've got like a bunch of different programs. Are these all your creation?
Yeah, so I've worked with about 5,000 kids, parents, and teachers since I started in 2016. Actually, last summer was pretty fun because in 9 weeks I got to work with 1,000 kids. And I actually collected. You'll love this, because I think you like data, right?
I like data.
So I actually collected the metrics and data on the effectiveness of my curriculum. So I'm 100% effective with my 8-week program.
So define effective. What does that mean? What is your definition of effective?
So every student had an average of 143.52% increased knowledge of nutrition based on a pre and post survey that they took. So when we came in, and these aren't multiple choice, they actually have to write in their answers, so they have to know the information. What is a healthy carbohydrate? What is a carbohydrate? What's a healthy carbohydrate? What's an unhealthy carbohydrate? Name a healthy fat. Name an unhealthy fat.
I think I would have failed this test, by the way.
But these kindergartners know how to read a nutritional label by the time they're done with our class. They love it. It's all hands-on. It's fun. I kind of designed the curriculum off what would my daughter like to do to learn this. And I turned into, a fun, interactive program that the kids love. And actually, the team that comes out with me to do the program, they're like, it's so weird. We pull into the school, especially when we're in the first class of the day, like especially in the summer, and there's the carpool line. My Eat Better, Live Better shirt team, they're coming in, and the kids are like, Eat Better, Live Better's here. I gotta go. Bye, Mom. They're so excited for nutrition. We're not feeding the kids. We're not doing anything. We're just teaching them how to eat better and live better, have better associations between foods and feelings, understand what a healthy and unhealthy carb, fat, and protein is, and, they can create a healthy plate. I mean, it's just a really fun, feel-good program, by the time they're done with it. And I have stuff for elementary, middle, high school students. And what's really cool, back to the certification course, and I was telling you now the schools can be certified. When I leave the school, the teachers will text me. The kids are asking me, is this healthy? Is that healthy? And I'm like, yes or no. This is a protein. And they're asking me questions. So now the teachers at the school can become certified with my curriculum. And now they'll know the answers too. So even when I'm not there, they'll still be there. And they can actually become the advocates instead of just me.
Okay, so right now you're sort of just in South Florida, am I right? So... this seems like something that it could benefit, literally every kid that's in school, right? Because what happens is they eat like garbage, they maintain those habits, and then, at a certain point as we get older, those bad habits catch up with us, and we end up having health issues, and I'm sure we waste millions of dollars in this country on not healthcare, sick care.
Yeah, do you know how many adults I say, where were you when I was a child? I get that a lot. I can't reverse it in time, but, sponsor a school, get me in there, get my curriculum in the school. The only thing that's stopping me from getting into a lot of schools is funding. That's the only issue.
Okay, so talk about that. So because it's set up as a not-for-profit, I know I looked on the website, there's a sort of donate button. So what's the cost?
Have you used it yet?
I'm thinking about it though. With the treatment trail, we sponsor a bunch of events, so maybe we should sponsor an event with you guys.
Either an event, or you can actually sponsor a school. It's only $800 to sponsor the program in the school for a year.
For a whole year?
Yeah, because what happens is then we train the teachers to get them certified, and then they carry out the program. So the cost for us to actually train the teachers and get them all set up with everything is $800 for the whole year. So in essence, it's just over $1 a child.
So how long does it take you do you have to train the teachers for the certification?
Yeah.
You do? How long does it take to train them?
It's an online certification. We had someone record my classes and then turn it into an online course, just like any other course. So teachers will get in their individual login and portal, and then have access to the 8 modules. So it takes about a day, but it's not overwhelming. So and then they can print out the lesson plans, the material list.
And you created all that stuff?
Yes.
That's really impressive.
Thank you.
I love it. Okay, so how do we take this nationwide? How do we get it into other states?
So I have a few people that are helping. One of my good friends in Chicago, one of my good friends in Colorado and New York, they're starting to advocate for this out there and try to find people to sponsor schools in different cities out there. Really, it's going to happen anywhere. So someone in didn't care. In Alaska, wanted to sponsor a school, the online certification is anywhere. They would learn the curriculum, teach it there. And actually what's really cool is, for instance, like KOP Mentoring is a youth organization that I work with.
What is that? What's KOPO?
They work with teens and younger kids and give them opportunities that they may not have had in the past. So what we're doing with them is their older kids, like their juniors and seniors that they work with, are going to become certified and teach the younger kids. So now they're learning leadership, public speaking, getting another sense of responsibility, and getting something really cool on their resume for college or a job.
Wow. Okay, so it sounds like there are other things you can do, right? I mean,
anything. All
right. So what else do you want to do? What's your vision? Do you have? People ask. They say, "What is your vision? What are you going to do? What's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan?" I'm thinking, I'm trying to just think about, when you run a small business and you're in that, hustle stage. I think 3 months down the road, 6 months. I don't know if I necessarily. I have an idea in my head where I want to go, but it's not set in stone. If you ask me to write it down, what does it look like in 5 years? It might be it would really be hard for me to do that.
Yeah. Right now, I'm in talks with some of the school districts to actually, because my curriculum meets the Florida curriculum standards. So I'm in talks with some of the school districts about having my curriculum as a health class during a day for the schools in their districts.
So the kids get credits for that?
Yeah.
Great.
So in elementary, they have, the different exploratory classes. I would actually be a health class. So for 8 weeks, they would learn how to eat better and live better and change out to different health classes, that they would normally do. So I guess my goal would to have that be as a curriculum standard for elementary schools throughout the nation, because the kids, you think about it, before they get into a car, they have to get a driver's license, take the test, because why? So they don't kill themselves or somebody else. Food is the slowest, most painful death out there if you don't eat right.
I might be putting off my lunch. Although I've been eating a farmer's table lately. Look, as you get older, you have to eat. I mean, you know that.
Well, not just as you're older.
What's that?
As you get older, every day you're older, no matter what age you are.
I'm fighting the good fight though, but I've noticed as I get older, right? I got to be careful about what I eat. When I was in college, I lived. I'd go back from the gym and I'd order Domino's. If I did that now, it wouldn't fit in my pants.
Yeah, I smell something unhealthy and I gain 5 pounds. I can't even walk by anything. It's that bad.
But I know you're always moving. You're always exercising.
Yeah, I am. I'm on the go a lot. I don't really sit down. I do like a really intense workout. Every single day, at least I could do about an hour, or I'm running around. I'm on the move. That's true. But you can't outrun a bad diet either. So like if I'm stuffing my face with all these unhealthy foods, no matter what workout you won't see change.
Do you have a cheat day?
I don't believe in cheating. I believe in treating. So I don't call it a cheat day. I'll call it a treat day.
Okay.
So my daughter and I are vegan. So she'll make a healthy dessert, but we make it. So we'll actually go pick the ingredients out and maybe bake a healthy dessert because she loves baking. And so we know the ingredients, they're natural, things like that. And then that's when I
have a cheat. Like normally on Saturday night, I just allow myself to have whatever I want. It could be pizza, it could be a burger.
But is it like the whole pizza?
No, I'm probably going to eat till I'm full, which may be, a quarter of the pizza. I try not to stuff myself because otherwise it takes me 2 days to digest it all. And, you feel like you've swallowed a brick and you feel yucky. But psychologically, sometimes I'm like, I got to give myself permission to have dessert, Well,
you can. I tell people, if you make it.
No, I don't want to make it. I'm a guy. If it doesn't fit in a microwave or on the George Foreman grill, I'm not touching it.
You don't want to put an apron on.
No.
You should. No, it's you'll know the quality of the food is better, like when you do that.
Oh, I believe you. All right, so look, I want you to give out the website address. And also, so what's your website?
EBLB.org.
Right, and they can go on there, they can donate.
Yeah.
And after we get done, we're going to talk about how we maybe can work a little together.
Yeah. I think that definitely you should sponsor a school. And we also have some networking events that I host, in Boca every now and then. We get a great turnout.
So how does somebody find out about that? Because I know you have a Facebook page, right? Mm-hmm. So tell us, what's it under? How would they find you on Facebook?
Under either Debra Tendrich, or they can go to Eat Better, Live Better, and you could find me at Eat Better, Live Better. The other option is to send me an email. You can send me an email to info@eblb.org, or you can call me at the office at 561. Actually, I'll give the easier phone number, 877-434-KIDS. And Ring Boost actually gave me that number.
All right, say that again, slowly, because 877
434-KIDS.
Kids. That's a great number.
Yeah, 877-434-KIDS.
It's a great number.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad you came on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Took a while to get you in it, but I always get you in it. I always get my guests in it. So listen, thanks for tuning in. We're excited. We were very grateful to have Debra here because frankly, it's not easy to get her to sit still for more than a half hour anyway. But if you want more information about what we do, you can go to drugandalcoholattorneys.com. You can email me at mark@drugandalcoholattorneys.com. You can call us, 561-419-6095. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, I'm trying to remember this, LinkedIn. I think we're even tweeting. There's a Drug and Alcohol Attorneys Facebook page. There's the Mark G. Astor personal page.
I just realized.
What did you realize?
We didn't even talk about how food affects the mind when it comes to like drugs and alcohol either.
All right, so you know what? We're going to make that happen. We have time? Do we have time? All right, so you know what? Let's talk about it. We don't have to be quickly. We can be a little bit quickly, but not too quickly.
Because when you were saying that, I was like, I knew I wanted to bring that up in the middle of it.
You got to remind me. I'm just not that. I just don't remember everything. I told you, I got all the things that are going. I think it's my memory. But
food is a mood stabilizer.
So let's talk about that because I think that's important, right? I mean, and I never really thought about it that way, but I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, so when you eat healthy, you don't get as many mood swings. You're more balanced, so you're not. Think about it, if you're hangry, are you more likely to commit?
I get hangry.
What happens when you get hangry?
I'll tell you, it's interesting you say that because the treatment centers that I go to. So I mean, I typically will only refer somebody to a treatment center that I know the people that work there. I've been to see the place, and I'm very familiar with how they work. But most of the treatment centers that we work with, the ones that I'm comfortable where I would send a family member, they have a kitchen and a chef, and they are really careful about the nutrition because someone who's been using probably hasn't been feeding themselves. If they have, it's with garbage. I mean, they're not eating all the healthy fats and proteins and carbs that, you teach the kids. That's for sure. And also, injecting heroin or whatever they're doing. So tell us about that. I mean, help us understand the connection between food and addiction and.
Well, okay, so food is really psychological. So, for instance, I had this one girl. She was 18, and she would eat something she would have something really healthy. That was a beautiful meal. Like, you and I would be like, oh, this looks great. She would take it, throw it in the garbage, go to McDonald's and get like a Big Mac or something. And I'm like, have you ever met a drug addict before? And she was like, my mom. Fast forward, the only time she ever saw her mom from the time she was 6 until from the time she was 6 to 14, her mom was on meth. And the only time she would see her mom was when her mom would open the door, throw in a bag of fast food, close the door, and leave. So a lot of times, aside from, the drugs or anything, there's a lot of psychological connections. If you took away that fast food from this girl, you're taking away the only memory she has of her mom. And she was scared to let that go. So psychologically, she didn't feel like she was worth it to maybe create different memories, try to remember her mom in a different way. But she was very attached, to that fast food, which is why she would never give it up. When you are able to feel better about yourself and eat a stable diet, your mood stabilizes a lot too. That's why a lot of these treatment centers do a lot of fitness, and because a lot of, I don't know if you know, in the gym, a lot of people who went through rehab, they are like fitness fanatics because they have to channel something, and usually they're compulsive with something. They have a really obsessive personality where they have to do something like.
Listen, a lot of the kids that we put into treatment, I mean, they're like mad scientists. They're brilliant kids. Yeah. These aren't stupid people.
No, I know.
They're really, really smart kids. And, you're right. If they're not channeled in the right way, they do something else to stimulate themselves.
Yeah. So, for instance, with food, doesn't food change your feelings and how you feel? If you're
sure. I mean, pizza, oof.
But then pasta. What? You get, and then you get guilt.
Yeah, right? I'm like, oh God, I feel terrible. I just ate that pizza.
But just for instance, that one thing makes your mood go up and down, up and down. Imagine someone who's psychologically not stable, and they're going up and down, going through these withdrawals or cravings and things like that. And not only for their food are they going up and down, but from their cravings are going up and down, from needing the drugs are going up and down. And now they have all these different things out of balance instead of just maybe focusing on one thing that's out of whack. So now they're focusing on 3 things that's out of whack, and they can't stabilize at all. So, if you stabilize like the nutrition, and you can at least stabilize the mood and all those extra mood swings and focus on the real root, because not as many things will be out of whack then.
So maybe this is something you should, because obviously if somebody gets out of treatment, right, and this is something we talk about to the parents, because they say, they ask us, can we guarantee to keep their kids clean? Can you guarantee me that my kid will never? No, I can't guarantee that. I don't have a crystal ball. But I can tell you this: if you don't deal with it, it's only going to get worse with time. Which it's like eating, right? If you keep eating badly, your health is going to get worse over time. But there's a big difference. We're really successful at getting kids into treatment and getting them clean. The battle really starts to keep them clean, right? And obviously, if you go back to your old ways, then it's when we get a relapse. So, I'm just wondering if there's some way you can help with that, right? Because obviously, part and parcel of them staying clean and living a healthy lifestyle is obviously eating correctly. Yeah. So, I don't know, maybe there's a connection with what you do, eat better, live better. Maybe not just for the kids, but for, individuals who are, in recovery and trying to stay in recovery.
Yeah, and I think aside from that, they get a lot of lifestyle training, as well at these rehab centers, and, teaching them, how to, how to choose the healthier foods, just like you teach them how to choose, the clean path and different things. They get a lot of counseling and stuff like that. They should also have just basic self-care and lifestyle training. I'm not sure what they do, but I think that would help them a lot. Like, you have to take care of yourself this way, that way. You can actually make yourself feel good and like replace those feelings with other things besides foods and drugs.
I love it. So, we have on my Facebook page, we're connected to, I think 90% of the people I'm connected to on Facebook, they're all treatment providers. So if any of them they're going to see this show,
okay, and
we're going to boost it. So we're going to get a lot of, thousands of people watching this.
Okay, good.
So if anybody's, either in recovery and wants help with their nutrition, they should reach out to Debra. Yeah. If there's any treatment providers out there who want to introduce your program, or just talk to Debra about what she can do to help, your clients not only get clean but stay clean, they should reach out to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it makes a big difference, the food, with every aspect of their lives, and also if you're going through treatment and you can prevent other illnesses, it's some mental illness, obviously you just that needs to be addressed separately, but a lot of the depression, self-esteem, body image, all these things that sometimes in the bullying, things like that trigger, sometimes triggers for, the drugs, could be alleviated either at a young age or while they're going through treatment.
Wow. All right, I'm glad you told me that. While I've got you, did I miss anything else? Because I know you're full of great stuff. No, seriously, tell me, because I don't know everything.
Right. No.
And I don't even know what I don't know, but I know I don't know everything.
Yeah. I don't know. There's just really, it's an infinite number of things that, first of all, my organization does need support of the community, whether it's, donations, volunteers, referrals of maybe you might know a business that would like to get involved and do a fundraiser, or I have a 5K coming up in May at out here in Boca. It's eatbetterlivebetter5k.com.
How many people are you going to have run the race?
When I did it in 2017, I had 629.
600 people showed up to run a 5K with you?
Or walk. You could walk it too, but yeah.
So when's the next one? This is next May.
May 5th. It's Cinco de Mayo. And it's going to be at the South County Regional Park in West Boca, in West Boca.
Okay, so how many people are you expecting this time?
I want to double the numbers.
I would say at least 1,000, probably more.
Yeah, you're going to register too.
I'm going to register too. Yes, I am. So I got a question. If we sponsor, do we get our name on the T-shirt?
Yeah. Yeah, if you sponsor the 5K, you get your name on the T-shirt, and you actually, depending on the sponsorship, you get your, a certain amount of free entries too for like your clients or friends and family. And we also put you on all the flyers, social media. We do a lot of We do a lot of advertising on that.
Okay, so we'll have to talk about that as well.
Okay.
So how do people find out about the 5K?
Eatbetterlivebetter5k.com.
Okay,
They can go and register. They can reach out to me.
That's not on the eatbetterlivebetter.org website.
Yeah, it is. But there's a separate registration page just for the 5K, which is eatbetterlivebetter5k.com.
Okay, so if they want to register, what's the cost to register?
$35 for an adult, and you can either choose to be timed or not timed. So if you're just wanting to walk it at leisure, you don't need to be timed. But a lot of people like to see how fast they can run. And I think the kids are $15 or $20. I gotta double check because the price changes, when it gets closer to the event.
So what do you do with the money?
Well, some of the money helps pay for the event, obviously, but all the money we raise goes to sponsoring more schools and more kids, and creating a bigger impact in the community.
I love it. All right, anything else you want to tell us about?
No.
Come on, you can tell us.
There's a lot of things, but I think right now we need to focus on, I have several hundred schools, throughout Florida that are waiting on sponsorship. It's only $800 to sponsor a school. It's about $1 a child. So I really need businesses to sponsor schools. We do a lot for the businesses too within that school to market them. As far as
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If there's any treatment providers out there or therapists or any individual who wants to sponsor a school, I'll split it with them. I'll put in the 400. They'll put in the other 400. We'll do a joint sponsorship. So that's my challenge. That's my challenge to the audience who are going to see this show.
Okay, great.
Is to reach out to either you or reach out to me and say, yeah, we'll do a co-sponsorship and we'll sponsor.
Only one? Or is this unlimited?
We're going to start with one. We're going to start with one. Don't encourage Deanna, by the way, because she's incorrigible. You know what it is? This is the second week in a row she's watched me get slapped around by my guest. And she's enjoying it. All right, so if anybody's watching and I want them to reach out to me, reach out to you, and we'll sponsor a school with them.
And a lot of the schools, just so you know, they're really, really nice about helping get your name into the school too that you sponsored. So a lot of teachers will get their information. We make T-shirts for the teachers who become certified, and we put your logos on the back of those T-shirts so they're wearing them when they're teaching a class, stuff like that. So we really help, as well.
They'll get a T-shirt that says co-sponsored by drug and alcohol attorneys. And
we'll put
whoever else
on the back. You'll have the two logos.
Whoever else it is. Okay, good. Thanks for coming on the show, Debra.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
It's good to see you. And I know I'm going to bump into you very shortly because just everywhere I go, I bump into you.
Yeah, you'll see me around.
I know, and you're helping a lot of people. And thank you for that.
Thank you. No, I appreciate you.